Hey there, this is Adam. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I decided to join the DigiStrats internship program, and I'm so glad that I did, so let's start.
What do you currently do at DigiStrats?
Yeah, so right now I work on the private equity side. So for the last week or so, I've been calling mezzanine lenders, SBA, like loans, and private financing to kind of get deals done. Because the first thing that you need is the finances in order to start actually like doing deals. So we're doing that, and then next week I'm going to be mostly focusing on operators and also looking for deal flow.
Why were you interested in DigiStrats in the first place?
Yeah, so I was watching Eric's Udemy courses. He has a couple on there, which you can definitely check out. And when I was watching them, I realized the enthusiasm that he had. And I decided that I was going to reach out to Eric to see if I could actually like kind of get into his mind, to kind of like figure out like what he knows. And he kept passing me off and saying, no, talk to this person. And I finally got through to him. And when we were actually on that call, I started really understanding the direction that he's taking DigiStrats and how he's more focusing on like business acquisitions. And I jumped all over it. I said that's exactly what I'd love to do. When can I start, basically?
What was your expectation before moving to the Philippines?
Yeah, so on that call, he was telling me that you have to move to the Philippines. And honestly, at first, I thought it was like the ghetto. I thought it was very hood, and I'm from the suburbs. So I really didn't know too much about really any outside world experiences. And so they kind of like talked to me and everything. They said, no, it's really not as bad as you think and everything like that. But I did know that it was a good opportunity. So I kind of weighed the pros and the cons, and I said, well, I know how much experience I can learn from this, and I have this perception of what the Philippines is like, but really the upside's so much greater than the downside, so I decided that I was going to jump on it.
Was your experience here what you expected?
Yeah, and so much more. So when I got here, first of all, the Philippines is actually beautiful. I mean, I'm staying in Makati right now. It's kind of like downtown Boston is kind of the way I can describe it. And the people are so much nicer than Bostonians too. But yeah, when I got here, working with everybody and actually learning how the team and how DigiStrats functions as a whole, from the inside out, is truly a phenomenal experience. And it's so much better than learning from like if you're like searching on YouTube or if you're searching on Google to try to learn yourself. But being inside of something, you learn so much more and so much quicker. So.
How about the team? How do you like the people you're working with?
Yeah, the team's awesome. The team is, everybody has their own specialty. Everybody's good at their own thing. We have designers, developers, all like pretty much everything that you could think of. And everybody is exceptional at their jobs. So if you have any questions or anything like that, you can easily reach out to them. And another thing too is, I mean, we go out for lunch and dinner and everything like that because we get along all great. I mean, everybody's so nice here, and it's a great experience. So,
what crazy ideas do Eric and management give you to implement?
Yeah, so there's about like 100 crazy ideas a day. But so for example, today's ideas was Eric decided, well, let's do this. So let's look on Forbes. Let's find the 50 richest people in the Philippines, and then let's reach out to them. And I mean, we're all cracking up. We're like, is he for real? And he gets like wicked excited about it and was like, yes, let's do it. So what we did is, I mean, we spent about an hour today going through and looking and searching for all of these people and getting their emails and their phone numbers and everything, so that way tomorrow we can start reaching out to them, because we know that if we're start networking with billionaires and people who have like $800 million in the bank account, then we can actually strategize, okay, how can we get there? How did they do it? And then what can we take from them to kind of duplicate the process a little bit and speedline what we're doing.
What do you feel has impacted you the most?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is efficiency. I think that's the best thing. So what they do is they never want you to have basically white space on the calendar. They always want you to be doing something and productive. So what they'll do is, so they'll figure out what you're best at and then give you, say, 10 tasks for the day based on that. And I mean, these aren't like little tasks. These are like, go out and like get this done. Like go out and land us a deal. Go out and land us a lender. And they'll say, get it done by the end of the day. So you really learn to be efficient in the process of doing like bigger tasks, not just little like go get me a coffee. I mean, these are like real life experiences that in the future you're going to have to be able to do too.
Do you feel like you could buy a business on your own now, even with constraints such as doing a 6 or 7 figure deal with zero or limited capital, or doing a deal even if you're not the best operator in the world?
Yeah, so absolutely. So what DigiStrats has truly taught me is that you got to have a team. So when you have a team in place, which we call the dream team, is you can kind of get, say, like eight people around you who are very good at what they do, all different at what they do and what they can bring to the table. And you can team up with them, whether they're investors or if they're operators or if they just truly have a lot of connections. All these people can start bringing you deals, and they can start helping you with the financing, especially if you can go out and go get financing from banks and institutions itself. That definitely helps speedline the process too. But yeah, I mean, you really don't need money down to actually go buy a business. So 100% I believe I could.
Did you ever think acquiring a business was even a possibility before you came here?
Yeah, no, not at all. I used to do real estate, and in real estate, like I know that you can buy properties and stuff like that because I used to work with investors, buy the cash flow stream or flip it. But when it comes to businesses, like it's very similar in a lot of ways, but I never really knew that people actually did that for a living. So the way that you kind of do it, I mean, if you can kind of bring debt to a deal and you can just basically bring your profit over what you need to pay, I mean, that's just endless cash flow coming in. Just straight profit too, especially when you start looking at the bigger deals like Eric is.
Do you have any advice for anyone considering applying to the DigiStrats internship program?
Yeah, just do it. Like, don't think about it. I mean, from the time that I talked to Eric for the first time to the time I got on the plane, I think was like 4 days. I mean, it's really just go out, and if you want to make something different in your life, if you're even, you don't know where you want to be, or if you know that you want to be somewhere, you just don't know how to get there, like sign up for this, get here as soon as possible, because I mean, the moment you get here, I got off the plane and I worked for 13 hours, like right after. I mean, I took a 20-hour flight and then I worked because I knew that by coming to this program, I can learn everything and more.